A lot of times we expect others to gas us up about our gifts and talents, yet we downplay them way too often. In today's episode, I'm demanding that you put some respect on your gifts and your talents. I created this podcast to empower every woman to live life on her own terms, unapologetically. You are amazing. You are fierce. You are the creator of your destiny. You are confidence on stilettos. You're listening to Laketta of Confidence on Stilettos at MyBeauty.com, where we empower you to tap into the feminine power within to boldly set goals and crush them by making your dreams a reality. Okay, so I absolutely love talking to beautiful women that stand in their truths and are honest enough to say, yeah, I downplay my gifts and talents, which is not a good thing, but at least they're honest enough to acknowledge that they do that. Now, I used to do this a lot, and I truly didn't know why. Just like anything else in my past that was not as positive, like shining a positive light, I didn't know, why, I downplayed a lot of my gifts and a lot of my light. Like I used to dull my own light because I wanted other people to feel comfortable around me. So I truly didn't know why I downplayed my gifts and my talents. Now, I knew that I was great at what I did and had a substantial amount of knowledge in my expertise of what I did. Because, guys, if you don't know, if this is your first time tuning into this podcast, I am a international makeup artist. I am a licensed esthetician, and I've been doing makeup and skincare for over 15 plus years. So I have, and even back then, I had a substantial amount of knowledge about about my craft and the industry that I was entering in. Yet when the subject came up, or that infamous question, how you just be out and about, or you could be at a networking event. Maybe you are even at just like a party or some type of gathering, and how, you just be in general conversation and people just may ask you, hey, what is it that you do? When I used to get asked that question, I would meekly say, oh, I do makeup sometimes, but I work as a manager at blah, 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 whatever the company name was. So I was so more confident about stating that I was a manager at somebody else's company versus when I said I was like a makeup artist or that I did makeup, I would it was almost like a whisper, like, yeah, I do makeup. But I also work full time as a manager at that's when my voice would get elevated, is when I would say the other title that man put on me. So for some reason, I let other people's limited comments and their limited way of thinking become my reality. So what I did is I downplayed my gifts and my talents. But I said with confidence, the company I worked for, which I also despise. Let's keep it 100 right now, okay? It wasn't that I was so elated that I was a manager at this company, because truth be told, I couldn't stand my manager. I couldn't stand the company. I couldn't stand the corporate politicking of what goes on in corporate America. I just couldn't stand any of it. But I knew traditionally that's what people would they would know. If I said I was a manager at a pharmaceutical company, or I was a manager, that's what they're gonna, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. So I said what I thought people would gravitate towards and hold on a higher standard as a traditional job, So I downplayed my gifts, my talents, what God really gave me to really help me live in abundance and be prosperous. I completely downplayed it. So when I tell y'all I despise this company, I despise it. I just had a moment, okay? Now, I know I'm not the only one, and it was a conversation that I recently had with a beautiful young lady. And she and I, we were just vibing, we were talking, and we got on the subject of gifts, talents, what we did as passions, what we did to make, ends meet, this, that, and the other. And this beautiful young lady, that when we got into that conversation, and I did what most people do in conversation. Hey, so what is it that you do? She completely, she got you could tell her body language got she was uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable, but what she said was her gifts and her talents, and she said it in what I would consider to be a whisper. But then she did just like I did, the younger version of me did, and she said what her traditional job was, or her traditional title at her job. She said that with more confidence. And I just paused because it just reminded me, of me. And it's in those intimate moments like that that truth comes through. If you're really paying attention, if you're really aware, you can see the truth come through those intimate moments. And then you really have to dive deep to ask yourself, why am I not putting respect on what God gave me as a blessing? So your gifts and talents are things that was embedded in you, in your soul, in your spirit before you even entered this earth. These are the gifts that God gave you to be able to live abundantly and be prosperous, as well as spread your light and bring people back to his kingdom. Because keep in mind, guys, this is what I want people to understand, because a lot of people do not get this. You can be about God and the culture at the same time, okay? Let's go ahead and put that out here on Front Street, because a lot of people like to separate the two. No, you can be about God and the culture at the same time. Whatever way you decide to do that is your business. But God gave you these gifts and these talents for a reason. So don't let nobody ever tell you that whatever your gift is or whatever your talent is that God has given you, that, oh, God wouldn't want you to do that. Okay, he gave you a gift and a talent. As long as you're spreading positivity with the gifts and the talents that he's provided you. Now, let me pause for a second, because I know some people might be like, okay, well, how about my gift is in the sexual entertainment? That's not what I'm talking about, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. Those are not the gifts and talents that I am talking about, okay? You may be talented there. You may be talented in that area, but that's not what Miss Laketta is talking about, okay? Okay, let's be for real, and let's go ahead and let's use some common sense here when I'm talking about gifts and talents. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what God gave you as gifts and talents. And you know how to fry chicken good. You know how to garden real good. You know how to talk to people and motivate people really well. You know how to go out here. You know how to be an extravagant salesperson. Those gifts and talents. Those are the gifts and talents I'm talking about. Now, those other gifts and talents that I was just talking about, the sexual ones, now those are going to come in handy. That will come in handy when you get into your relationships, your marriage, and things like that. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. So stay focused, guys. Stay focused. Okay, ladies? So again, you need to put some respect on what God gave you as your gifts and your talents. Now, these blessings that were given to you are clearly what's key to helping you truly live abundantly and being prosperous. So rather than putting all the respect plus some extra sauce, honey, on the title that man gave you, it's time for you to put some respect on those gifts and those talents that God gave you. Because I'm all for empowerment. You know, my primary role and mission is to empower every woman that looks like me to find her voice and stand boldly in her gifts and in her talents and in her purpose, you know? But at the same time, that goes for anyone that's listening to this podcast. We all have gifts. We all have talents that God has given us to utilize and to become prosperous and live abundantly. And, you know, you need to be able to tap into that and to become so aware. Don't be so bogged down by what you see on social media, by what you see in this world, to the point where you cannot plug into you. You are the biggest resource that you have to make your dreams become your reality. So listen, if you are that beauty that whispers or low-key sighs when you're telling people about your gifts and your talents, please, sis, stop it, okay? Stop it. Say it with your chest. That's what Kevin Hart say, say it with your chest. I need you to say your gifts and talents and what you do with your chest, baby. Now, whatever that gift is that you have, trust me, this world needs it, especially now. More than ever, this world needs as much as all of us who are out here to spread light and love to do what it is that God has called us to really do. Now, if you are a great organizer, if you're a great with painting walls or creating canvas art, sis, we need that too. If you are great with talking to people, girl, this world needs that. Now, all I'm saying is if you know that that's a gift or a hidden talent, don't say it like it's the plague. Don't say it like it's a plague at all, because it's like you're disrespecting what your true purpose is. Say it like it's your $1 million ticket to get into that door that you've been praying about in secret. That's your $1 million ticket. It's already within you. We all have so many talents, and honey, it's time for you to just show up and show the heck out, okay? Find your voice in that gift and bring it to life. Just like God breathed into us and we became flesh, you are now responsible to do just that with your gifts and your talents. So whatever it is, if you are out there and you are, you've been having that heartbeat with inside your spirit, and you're like, okay, I know I'm good at this, but what would people say? That's the first thing that I need you to do. Stop asking yourself, what will people say? I need you to, if you feel that flame inside your soul and your spirit, and saying, oh, I love this. I really, really love this. I'm so at peace when I'm doing this. I need you to explore that more. I need you to, tap into that area and write out some goals for it, start making it become flesh. Take it from the spiritual and let's make it a physical manifestation. So I just really wanted to do this quick episode. It wasn't going to be a long episode. I knew that, but it was on my heart to talk about putting some respect on those gifts and those talents, because we have so many out here. There are so many areas that we need those gifts, those talents, that light, that love, that motivation. And I know it's a beautiful, beautiful woman out there, a beautiful spirit out there that's second guessing herself, and she's stuck in her dead end job, and she's wanting to really act upon her gifts and her talents, but her family, her friends, people around her may not know how to do things that is non-traditional. And when you're operating in your gifts and your talents, it's not a traditional paycheck. It's not any of that. Everything is non-traditional. You're making it up as you go. And what I want to say to you, beauty, is don't let other people's limited mindsets be your reality. All right, that's all I got for you today, loves. That's all I have for you. So tune in. Make sure you share this one out. Go ahead and leave a positive comment. If you're that babe that's out there and you're trying your best to really operate in the gifts that you're given, go ahead, leave a comment. If you need some structure, some tips of how to bring that out more, how to write goals around it, leave it in the comments. I'll do a podcast episode about it. But again, don't forget to subscribe. Go out there, check the social media page out. I now have the Instagram page up. It's confidence_on_stilettos on Instagram. Or if you want to email me and you want to just email a topic that you want me to discuss, you can email that at confidenceonstilettos@gmail.com. Be more than happy to hear your feedback. So go ahead. Don't forget to leave a comment, rate the podcast so that we keep it going. Share it out with a friend. And until the next time, babes, you guys have a blessed day. Love you. Peace out.